Good evening, friends. Thank you for joining Candid Bean every evening to follow what's happening in India and abroad. And thank you for sending me your useful comments and suggestions. If you believe in this channel, do hit the like button, share with friends, and spread the message. Our only mission is to bring you the truth and both sides of the story. Thank you for your support. Jaydev joins us for this session. Welcome, Jaydev.
Good evening to all the viewers once again. And today again we have yet another actress exposing Bollywood, and we'll find out who that is. And so let's come to the first piece of news, shall we?
I think before that, we could also share the cartoon, Toon Tales.
Yeah.
So this is what's happening in Bengal, West Bengal. So I did this today, friends. So if you can make out the characters, you'll know who is now in jail and who's been hospitalized, because he's sick, and the lady who has been caught, and who's been shown dancing on screen, and the lady who's most agitated, of course, the lady in white. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, friends, a TMC minister, Partha Chatterjee, was arrested in the SSC recruitment scam case. And can you believe it? He has an air-conditioned flat only for his dogs. Now, since you've got all the news from the mainstream media, let me just concentrate on a few things that may interest you. One is about the dogs and one is about the woman he keeps. Okay, so Partha Chatterjee has hired 2 caretakers, including a woman, to look after his pet dogs kept in the flat. He is the Trinamool Congress leader who was arrested on Saturday in connection to the School Service Commission scam case. He has a flat exclusively for dogs. It is notable that more than rupees 21 crores in cash and jewelry worth about rupees 1 crores from the resident of Arpita Mukherjee, described as a close aide, but we know that she's much more than that, of Partha Chatterjee. So rather than saying that's someone who is with him, more as a girlfriend than a close aide. The 69-year-old TMC politician owns several flats, including the one from where massive amount of cash has been recovered, which he reportedly gifted to actor Arpita Mukherjee. Now it has emerged that he owns the luxurious flat in the Naktala neighborhood of South Kolkata, which is reportedly used to keep his dogs only. As per reports, he does not stay there. He uses air-conditioned flat as an exclusive space for his 4-legged friends. The veteran politician has 3 pet dogs, which are housed on the 2nd floor of the Siddhi enclave. The air conditioner is reportedly run 24 hours to keep the dogs cool. Moreover, he has also hired 2 caretakers, including a woman, to look after his pets. The flat earlier had 4 dogs, but one died some time ago, and now there are 3 dogs. According to reports, he has 3 flats in the same building in Diamond City, one of which has been used to keep the dogs. Now, Partha Chatterjee is the Sarva of Nakatala Udayan Sangh Puja Committee in Behela. This worship committee is considered to be the apex worship committee of Kolkata. Now, actress Arpita Chatterjee was associated with the programs of this committee, and during that time, the minister came in contact with her. Partha Chatterjee allegedly used to visit Arpita's Haridepur flat and was often seen coming and going into her flat. Soman Roy, a close aide of Arpita Chatterjee, claims that Arpita's house is in Abdul Latif Street in Belgaria. His mother lives there. Sisters married, Arpita used to do modeling and worked in Tamil and Oriya films. Then when she joined Nakatla Udayan Sangha, she came close to Partha. ED searched Arpita's flat in Diamond City, south of Tollyganj, and seized gold jewelry worth 21 crores and rupees 50 lakhs from there. Yeah, so rather amusing, and yes, back to you.
Yeah. So Karthik says that hope you and Jaydev noticed the selection of movies of the latest national awards. So apparently, the latest national awards, there's no clear-cut Bollywood film which has won the national awards this time. The best feature film was won by Surare Putra, and that stars Surya. It's a South Indian film. And then best actor is Surya again. Best actress is Aparna Balamurli. Then best supporting actress Biju Menon. So best feature film in Hindi is Tulsi Das Jr. And so clearly, I mean, it's not very surprising that Bollywood films are not anywhere in the
Yeah,
award category of the National Film Awards this
yeah,
time,
yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah. Mira says, I love the way channels call these women close aids. Yeah,
Thanks, Karthik.
yeah, yeah,
So coming to the next piece of news.
yeah. So this is Arpita. She is a small-time actress, TV actress. She's also acted in some films in the South. And you can also see her group of friends, very similar to what you see in Bollywood. And you can see all the hookahs and everything. So, what do you call them? Do you call them honeybees or honey traps, or God alone knows what these people are? Yeah.
Yeah. So coming to next piece of news is with regards to this actress, and this actress name is Rupali Ganguly, and she reveals leaving Bollywood due to the casting couch, and had promised my father that I won't lose my dignity. So Rupali Ganguly, she was an actress and she was very popular among the audience. And she, in a recent interview, went down memory lane, and she backed her first show despite being the daughter of a filmmaker, Anil Ganguly, and she entered the industry with a few shows, and like Sarabai versus Sarabai, where she played the character of Munisha Sarabhai, which helped her become a known star. And later she went on to do some hit TV shows, and she also landed a role in the Star Plus show. And recently, in an interview, she opened up on her struggling days and how she landed her first role. And indeed, her interestingly, her first show, Dil Hai Ki Manta Nahi, was with Anupama producer Rajan Shahi itself. She recalls walking from Worli to Andheri for the audition because she didn't have enough money to buy bus tickets. She said, I did everything that came my way, like ads, catalog shoots. I remember when I had come to the audition for Rajan's show. At that time, he had made a pilot with some other actress in 1999, and she wanted to do films. So Rupali further explained, I remember, walking from there. I was so tired by the time I reached, and which when I just auditioned, I had that one chance and I goofed up and felt terrible. Then I heard someone discussing the storyline that it's a double role. I got very excited. I went back to Rajan Shahi and requested him to give one more chance. He was very reluctant, and I pushed him. He called me the next day, and again I had to walk back. I came to Juhu and took a bus from there the next day. Next day I came back and I auditioned. He gave me the first scene, and then he had asked me to do 6 scenes back to back. The rest is history. She also talks about facing the casting couch, saying that this was the sole reason that she left her Bollywood career. Although she had a film background, but she had also promised her father that she won't lose her dignity. Later, when the actress left the entertainment industry, she took up hotel management, but at the same time, she also did plays. I had to support my family, so I had to work as Papa was not keeping well. I worked in boutiques. I was working as a waitress through my catering college. I would get 180 rupees an hour. So clearly, this actress, was struggling, and she also faced the casting couch in spite of, being the daughter of a film personality. Yeah, you're on mute.
Yes. Karthik makes an interesting point. Meenaji Mareka released in 2021, won the award in 2021, and Surare Potru, released in November 2020, wins this year. Manikarnika, released in 2019, wins the last year. So odd. And Tanaji, I think, released just before the onset of COVID, wins this year. What kind of selection? I think maybe they didn't have any award functions during COVID. Perhaps they're making up for that, Karthik. I really don't know myself. Anurag Thakur is sure. Yes, yes, starstruck, absolutely. Isn't this the same who's playing the lead role in the TV show Anupama? I'm not sure because I don't follow those serials. Yes. Going back to the next piece of news, the ED seizes jewels bank deposits worth rupees 253 crores from Nirav Modi's firms in Hong Kong. With this, the total attached and seized assets tally in the money laundering probe case against fugitive diamond merchant Nirav Modi, and it stands at 2,650 crores, the ED said. The Enforcement Directorate has attached gems, jewelry, and bank deposits worth rupees 253.62 crores of the company linked to the fugitive Nirav Modi as part of money laundering probe. With this, the total attached and seized assets, as we said, comes to 2,650 crores, the ED added. Nirav Modi, who's 50, is presently lodged in a UK jail and has lost his extradition plea to India in connection with the USD 2 billion PNB fraud case that's also being investigated by the CBI. According to the ED, it has initiated an investigation by recording ECIR under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act 2002 PMLA in the case of PNB bank fraud of 6,498 crores. During the course of the PMLA investigation, some assets of Nirav Modi group of companies in Hong Kong were identified in the form of gems and jewelries lying in private vaults and bank balances in accounts maintained at Hong Kong, which is provisionally attached via instant attachment order of rupees 253.62 crores under the Section 5 of PMLA Act. Previously, the ED had attached movable and immovable assets of Nirav Modi and associates to the tune of 2,396 crores in India and abroad. Further, movable and immovable assets of Nirav Modi and his associates amounting to 1,389 crores has been confiscated under provisions of Fugitive Economic Offenders Act by Special Courts FEOA, Mumbai. Process of physical handling over of confiscated assets is in progress, and part of the confiscated assets has already been physically handed over to the victims' banks, it added. So now here, what is very suspicious is that they talk about gems and diamonds and all that. Half of his diamonds are fake. You know, remember, Jaydev, they are, I think they're carbon diamonds. They're not the real diamonds. So perhaps he's fooling them there as well. What are your thoughts on that? Because I remember you had done an article on carbon diamonds earlier.
No, maybe the diamonds might be real. We don't have any proof regarding that or evidence.
No, before that he has had a reputation of selling this fake diamonds.
It's not exactly fake diamonds. Diamonds can be created in those conditions which naturally. Diamonds exist under the earth due to high pressure and this thing. So those conditions under the earth can be replicated, and those kind of diamonds, you can put it, you can sort of develop in an artificial environment. So. But those are diamonds, but only difference is it's not taken under the earth's surface. Yeah, artificial diamonds, yes.
They're not mined, yes. Yes.
Yeah. So coming to the next piece of news.
Who is the lady with Nirbha? He's always posing with models, so I don't know whether it is one of the models or whether it is his wife.
Yeah, might be one of the ladies who sort of does the fashion shoot for his jewelry, or the celebrities. Yeah. So coming to the next piece of news is with regards to Kashmira Shah, and she calls herself living proof that nepotism never matters. And she said that she doesn't like people talking about nepotism, and that it doesn't matter if someone is talented. She also said that if her sons Ryan and Krishant will make their film debut, that they will be because it is in their blood and not because of nepotism. Kashmira made her debut in 1996 film Yes Boss, and which starred Shah Rukh Khan and Juhi Chawla. So apparently, she gave an interview and she said that if someone talks against Bollywood or talks about nepotism, I take that personally because I am living proof of the fact that nepotism never matters. I was good and hence I got work, thereby helping me shine in the industry. Hence, I don't like people talking against him. Kashmira, who directed and produced 2019 film Marne Bhi Do Yaro, also spilled beans on her next directorial project with Aishwarya Rai, and she said that it's also about friendship and the film industry. I got tired of people talking against industry. I wanted to advocate that in this industry friendship is very important and people do care for each other. People get work for being good artists and not for being somebody's sons or daughters. The latter also happens. So my reaction is to Kashmira Shah is, when was she ever a big star in
Celebrity,
Bollywood?
yeah. In fact,
Yeah.
see, she can be termed as slotted with all those Urvashi Rautela, Mauni Roy, those type of girls, because it was only they have all been item girls only. Other than that, they have had only very small roles in Hollywood movies. And there's a very famous scene where she climbs, on top of some chandelier or something, and she falls, and it was such a clumsy fall, and her husband comes in and saves her. Now, this girl is a typical parasitic, nature of parasitic nature, and she is no one to preach, about how movies are made and who, what becomes a success, So, and when she's not a celeb, how can a child become nepotistic? So that's also very funny. And so let's look at some of the comments.
Hi, Zoya.
Yeah, welcome, Zoya. Some interesting ones. He says, just like Marikar, which was a propaganda film, the best picture winner this year, Surari, is also
Yes.
a propaganda film. Yes. Modi, Malaya will come back after Congress comes back. Welcome, Nisha. Artificial diamonds, yes. Who is the lady with the Nirva? I think someone said that, but just a second, yes. Manju says she's Blake Lively,
Blake
a model.
Lively.
And Meera says yes. When Nirav Modi was raided, not all the gems found in his stores were genuine. Karthik, this useless lady, this Kashmira Shah, who's married to Krishna Abhishek. Yeah, the character who comes in, I think, in the Salman Khan show, which is Kapil's show. Yeah. Right now, people like Kashmira will tell us how to talk. Hilarious, Richard. Kashmira is Raki. A character once again in Big Boss will tell you the truth. Yes. Money, Cho, drug ship. Yeah. Lilo, Leela, ma'am, thank you, ma'am, for always bringing us the news. We do not hear anywhere. Thank you so much, Leela. She is a part of the cabal big time.
Yes.
Yes. She is only an item girl. What success has she achieved? The best example of non-nepo actor of recent times is Vidya Balan. Yes. She's very close to Sallu. Yes. Yes. Parasitic nature.
Hi, Sensible
To
Life.
yeah. She was very
Richa.
close to Salman Khan once she came to the movie Dulhan Hum Le Jayenge. Richa, check her old interviews. She was close to, yes, Salman Khan. आज भी गौरव प्रधान नहीं आए. No, he did not come because he was not too well.
Not feeling
So
well.
he's under the weather. Kashmira is the main reason Krishna is not in talking terms with Govinda. Okay. I think they're related in some way. Yes, she and Ahabi Krishna are big time chamchas of Sallu. Now, here I'd like to tell you something, friends. I was just looking at the interview, or the Coffee with Karan show of Akshay with what's that girl actress Samantha. Now, strangely, though Samantha appeared very flirtish and all that, Samantha appeared very, very intelligent in her answers. So she did catch both Akshay and Karan Johar, in a surprise manner because She's whatever answers were pretty good. And also, one noticed that Akshay was not at all comfortable in front of Karan Johar because Karan Johar is more close to his wife, Twinkle. And Twinkle has exposed Akshay completely to Karan, and Karan kept on, hitting at that point. He said, "Do you find this difference between both of you? Because Akshay can't speak good English, and Twinkle comes from another class." So he says, "Every time I feel that, So whenever she says something, I keep quiet." So that itself shows you that what sort of a relationship they have. And then I followed it up with the chat with Alia and Ranveer. Ranveer comes out actually crazy, and he was called in only to praise Alia Bhatt. So he was telling her, "Oh God, what a role you did in Gangubai," and all that. And this girl had rehearsed her dialogues as though she'd done it for a film. And she, kept on praising Ranveer and saying that, "See, he's my best friend," and all that. At every point, he interjects only to praise Alia Bhatt. And that this was not the only praise that she was getting. Also, Karan Johar was praising her.
Yeah,
So,
Alia.
which is
Yeah,
surprising.
sorry, Alia Bhatt still talks like a teenage girl.
Yeah, giggling and
Yeah,
yes, yeah. And also,
so
did
that
you
was,
see the way she was,
yeah.
when this guy was imitating some actors, the way she was laughing, and it's so strange. I don't know whether this woman has any IQ at all. I mean, if not for Mahesh, but I don't know where she would have landed. Yeah, Tripura says, "Welcome." Yes, Akshay was not at all sober. Yeah, welcome, Devi. Here in the south, we are hearing that Surya's family is also, yes, Jyotika is connected to missionaries. The movie nominated for the award also has some controversies. Absolutely. And that's what Karthik mentioned. Agree, Richa, yes. Another healthy and fitness conscious actors from TV, Dipesh dies. Who is it? So that's strange because this is, I think, the second or third death in the fitness field. So I find very either they are taking drinks that are dosed, or sort of put, with drugs, mixed with drugs, and there's something happening there. Boycott Bollywood's mafia movies and advertisements. Forever justice for Sushant. Yes. Shamshera is a disaster. Yes, that's also worse than Akshay Kumar's movie. Deepika is going mad. Boycott Bollywood wash hats. Anita. Ma'am, why do you even watch? No, I see. For example, I know all of you ask me like, why do I watch? I watch it only to to see how these people behave. Now, I run a show, okay, and I need to inform people how does Bollywood behave, especially when the boycott Bollywood is on. They started itself with the fact that, see, after COVID, they've suffered so much. Only now they're coming back. So there's a lot of things, like even if I do reviews, it's not because I want to watch a Bollywood movie. I do it because I want to give you the feedback of how lousy a movie is or how good a movie is and how they're suffering. So these are things that I have the liberty of doing as a journalist. So I hope that answers your question, Vihan. Akshay had said earlier that his wife Twinkle was his lucky charm. He had 14 flops in a row, and after he married her, his luck changed. And he also, if you look at the conversation, somewhere, you feel that the two never get along, because I've also seen Twinkle snub him openly in many, many times in videos. She's got this high and mighty attitude as if she's born, the daughter of Queen Elizabeth. And, when it's only Dimple Kapadia who's been having affairs left and right, and they are the people who cheated Rajesh Khanna's, the lady who looked after Rajesh Khanna till his death. They did not even give a part of the property to that lady who looked after him so well. That's how selfish Akshay Kumar and his whole family, Twinkle and Dimple and all, are. They're so wealthy. In fact, Akshay has so many flats in Bombay. Couldn't they have given one to the lady who looked after his father-in-law or Twinkle's father? That is the least they could have done to a person. Even a nurse, who looks after your parents, you will do something for them. I remember because when my mother-in-law was being looked after by a very wonderful lady, When she went, I felt so sad. And, my mother-in-law had some of her gold kept with her. And I gave it to her because, see, that's the kind of service that she had done for us. So these are things you cannot forget. And, when I did the story, I remember Akshay was going left and right suing people, for educating the people on his background. They've been cheating people left and right. So I think in that way, Akshay and Twinkle suit each other very well.
Yeah, so interestingly enough, Coffee with Karan's season 7, the first episode had Alia Bhatt and Ranveer Singh. So from that, you can understand these two people are the most important people in Karan
Yeah.
Johar's life
About
as of now.
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
and that's why you see both of them in the most maximum number of advertisements
yes,
because they are the closest to Karan Johar.
yeah.
So in any ad in YouTube or in any ad, you will see both of them.
Yeah. And she was
The,
also, Alia was kind of making fun of the Kapoor clan by saying that, see, earlier in their family, they never did these pujas and all together. In the Kapoor clan, they do everything together, pujas and all that. And now she's learned all of that. And she kept saying, I'm telling all this in a good way. But you can make out that she was mocking because Ranveer started off with the Ganpati mantra, for Karan Johar, and they were actually laughing at it. I mean, you have to tell us, are you a Hindu? Are you a Muslim? Or what religion are you? And why do you mock religion? There's no need. Respect all the religions. Just because you're an actor, you don't have a superiority complex. Then Ranveer made fun of a South Indian, a person who was technician working in his film, and he started speaking in a very South Indian accent. Saying this is how he speaks, and they were laughing. Karan Johar and Alia were laughing. It is so cheap. The language Ranveer uses, the kind of language the show is made of, what crap they do. It's absolutely, and I don't know, half the time they talk about sex and make fun of Karan Johar because of his gay nature. I don't know who they cater to.
and all three of them indirectly or directly made fun of Sushant Singh Rajput.
Yeah,
Whether it's Kejo, Ranveer Singh in an ad which made some reference to neutrons or something, and then Alia, but also like they asked a question. Karan Johar asked a question. Who would you kill or something like that.
yeah,
So if you remember, all these three people, they did not like SSR.
yeah. Karan Johar rather reminded him that he loves his wife. He kept repeating it on his show. Akshay looked like a creep. Exactly. Felt bad for Sam in few places when he lifted what was that? See, in fact, Richa, Sam comes from a very, middle class background. She suffered quite a lot. And after the split with her husband, she's trying to woo the cabal, so she can make money. But, though I find that all, not appealing, but yesterday her answers were pretty intelligent compared to all these bimbos, who come from Bollywood. They don't know what to answer. They keep giggling, and it's so irritating there, and, the way she was talking about Bansali's film Gangubai. If you watch Gangubai even for a second, you will get bored to death because of her language and the same expression that she has right from the start till the end. Cheers Bloom says the whole Alia Bhatt Ranveer
Yes.
episode was like a script. Yes, this is exactly how well you have summed it up. It was like, she was acting cute and everything was well rehearsed. And this is exactly what I was telling Jaydev, that the whole thing is rehearsed. He was playing cricket and suddenly got an attack. Sarah and Janvi episode also let us know what tricky girls they are. I haven't seen that. I'll watch that and we'll discuss that. And now Sarah after Vijay Kondra after ruining Karthik and Sushant. Yes. Samantha is from a well-to-do Christian family from TN and was well educated before joining films. Yes, this is what I noticed. Like, she wouldn't insult anybody. She did it in a very sort of a diplomatic manner. And she also knew that, see, Akshay's answers were all very stupid, So just to to be a little diplomatic, she kept saying that, see, you're giving good answers and all, but you can make out, Akshay was looking at her in surprise. I mean, do girls speak like this also? because all the girls he's been used to are Twinkle and Alia. You know, Karan asked Alia, "Oh, is that your engagement ring like common?" It's not the first time he's seeing it. He was the main sutradhar of yes, and everything from putting mehendi, to coloring her hair would have been done by Gejo. 100%. Samantha should stay away from Gutterwood or else her career will be finished. Yes, she's a very pretty looking woman, very talented. I think she should not fall into that trap. Education is very important. Yes.
But unfortunately, Karthik, both, I mean, a lot of Tollywood actresses like Samantha, Rashmika, Pooja Hegde, they have already, what do you say, they're going to act in Bollywood films starring people like Salman Khan and many other, like people like Akshay Kumar. So
Yeah.
the only important thing for them is ultimately money, right? So
Yeah.
whether it's Tollywood film or a Bollywood film, they just want
Yeah,
to earn.
what you say, Jaidev, is very true because I was just looking at the house of Rashmika. A
Mm.
small girl who's absolutely, see, yes, the only talent she has is she's natural in her action. But otherwise, she's just, the girl next door. If you look at her house, you'll be shocked. It's like, what Urvashi Rautela has in Dubai. So it's the same pattern. Somebody is paying her heavily. Deepesh Shivan fell down while playing cricket for fun. He's left his wife and child of 1 year. He was a regular in Bhabiji Ghar Pe Hai, Malkan. Okay, so
It
that's what
looks very
Vihan also, I think Vihan
suspicious
also said
to
that.
me.
Vihan said he was playing cricket and suddenly got an attack. See, Vihan and, the others. See, you remember this guy who was with Salman Khan. I forget his name, Jay. The one who's a bodybuilder, very sleazy looking guy. He's the one who produces these, diet, what do you call nutritional, drinks for gyms.
Sahil,
Yes, yes,
was it
yes,
Sahil?
yes, Sahil, yes,
Okay.
and he markets these nutritional drinks to everybody under a certain brand. Now, God alone knows what drugs are mixed in those, because you look at, we had our Southern star, very famous Puneet, young guy, who died while working out.
Sahil
You know,
Khan.
Yes, Sahil Khan. Yeah, so you had, Puneet, dead after that. Then you had a gym work, sort of a instructor who also died. And then you had another guy. I think he was an
See,
actor.
apparently Sahil Khan is very active on YouTube, and he
Yeah,
does videos on YouTube. He has a YouTube channel, and in one of the YouTube channels, interestingly enough, Sahil Khan has worn a T-shirt, and in that T-shirt, it is being mentioned. The eye. There's an eye.
yeah,
Which
yeah,
is one of the symbols for the Illuminati.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you
So
can see
yeah,
how
so
the
coming back,
connections
so I
are.
think there is something, yeah, something very
Yeah.
odd here. Zoya says, "I've not stepped into theaters after SSR was killed. I can't believe how much money I wasted on these useless people. Can't stand this industry anymore." Absolutely, Zoya. Meena and Jaydev, my apologies that I've been so busy, but catching the recorded sessions. Thank you for your updates. Thank you, Anita, for
Thank you,
always
Anita.
giving us, encouraging words. Devi, KWK has no mention of Sushant or boycott Bollywood. Yes,
Yes.
100 rows. Is Smriti's daughter 18? Her career started with illegal activities. What more is hidden under the rug? Yes, I will go to that at the end of the show. Yes, Meenaji, I heard Anita Advani, who was Rajesh's caretaker, was beaten up, yes, by Akshay and others, blaming that she was having an affair with Mr. Khanna, when she actually took care of Rajesh Khanna. And Rajesh Khanna was so fond of her. He used to, go outside with her, for different events. So, it's just that, see, if you know that someone looked after your father, whoever it is, whether it's a partner or a girlfriend or whatever, at least she spent that much time with your father who you loved. You could do something for her. But these are very mean people. I didn't watch a single episode of KWK, but small snippets keep coming. Yes, on YouTube and Instagram, flashing everywhere. And have to see these snippets came in only for, yes, alias. They say Canada Kumar owns half of Toronto. Rajiv Masand had mentioned that in one of his interviews. And what are they going to do with it, Devi? See, as you grow older, you realize that, see, the more minimal, things you have, the easier your life is, and you want to reduce whatever you have. That's how you evolve as a soul. You go on to a spiritual path. What are these people going to do with these flats? Are they going to throw parties in each one of them? Are they going to stay in, or hop and jump and skip into each one of them? I don't know how much money is enough.
Probably they are managing someone else's money also, who is not in the picture. That
Yeah,
could be a possibility.
yeah. Thank you,
Thanks,
Anita.
Anita.
So sweet of you. She comes in with a super sticker. It helps a lot, Anita. Whatever you contribute to the channel helps us to grow. I think even Vijay should stay away from Bollywood, and I see he's being
He's
plotted
already
against
caught in the web.
Anani by this Karan. Same how they are trapping Vijay, I feel. Subhash, these days when I watch any Bollywood movies, I remember the really ugly criminal faces behind the camera and watch. Dubbed Tollywood, Collywood regional films only, yes. Vijay is already caught in their web,
Yes.
yes. It's not naturally mined, synthetic dams. Yes, exactly.
Synthetic time.
Nisha, I didn't get that word. So,
Yeah.
exactly. Synthetic dams. You know why? Because we done an article with someone who came from South Africa and told us that the difference between the two diamonds. And Jaydev did
Is there
quite a
any anyone
detailed
in the audience with who has a background of jewelry or in that line, in that field? I wonder.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ranveer's grandma was an actress from the 1950s and a Muslim, I heard, Minaji. And yes, they also said that she's a Notch girl. That's what they said. We do not know her. Good evening, Gloria. Welcome. Talking like South Indians and Pokemon. Yes, that's what I found so cheap. And Alia is laughing as though she's coming from heaven, and she can make fun of any accent. Both Ali and Ranveer came first on KWK after their marriage, but hardly any questions were asked about Ranveer Deepika marriage. All questions were about Alia and Ranveer marriage, yes. They directly made fun of Sushant when he was
Yes.
alive. Majority of them are Hindu-phobic and national pro-Pakistani.
Anti-national
Bharat Tere,
pro.
yeah.
Yeah.
Bharat Tere Tukre Tukre gang, cheerleaders, jihadis, Khalistanis, criminals by any standards, best role models for
Toolkit.
young
If you got
children.
a
Yeah,
yeah, word toolkit, Subhash.
yeah.
Could be a toolkit also. Yeah.
They just wear expensive clothes, but they are the cheapest people with no education. Yes. Never forgive, never forget. Yes. Alia should have taken cues about how to run a brothel for Gangubai from a notorious father. They really like real life criminals and really real life heroes. Today, most of yesterday's superstars are selling soap, shampoos, washing machines, pan masala, and now also entering, I think, the high tech field. Investing in high tech companies.
In IT
So I think you can
companies.
go. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if the marriage of Alia is also scripted. Nisha says, if everybody is so close and care for each other in Bollywood, it was strange sort of closeness they displayed when SSR was murdered. Total silence or sarcastic comments, yes. As per a certain YouTube channel, actress Vidya Balan and Dolly Vindra. Yes, I know which channel you're talking about, and I usually watch the channel. I know you're talking about Ulti Khopri, which I think is one of the channels I like because he is an insider and he comes out with quite a few things that shock us. What's the news about Dhanush and Sara at Amir Khan's Mumbai party hosting for Hollywood director The Grey Man? No idea. I think we need to check that out. Pooja Hegde is being traded by God. Terror. Anybody touching this man is spells danger.
Apparently, even Tamanna had an affair with Sajid, if I remember.
Who?
Nadiawala?
With who?
Tamanna? Tamanna?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, all of them, yeah.
Okay.
Rush says, wifey,
Yeah.
which means you're talking about Twinkle, will badmouth Modi ji and Akshay will take his interview and show Desh Bhakti. Such a hypocrite. Yeah, both of them are, rather cheap. All Gangubai clips also appearing on social media and pushed into our feeds. I see no expression or same expression. She has just done makeup and changed her voice. You won't believe it. It's such a dumb movie. And to think that, you see, Bhansali has got some qualities, but in this he seems to have been drugged or stoned when he made the film. And he would have told some what do you call, a poster boy or someone to direct it. Yes, totally agree with you, Minaji. Alia was so unnatural. Her laugh when Ranveer was imitating actors was so artificial. It looked like she was actually forcing herself to laugh. Can you imagine, Lorraine, if someone had imitated her? It's so easy. You just sit with one expression, throughout,
So maybe
and that's it.
that's a genuine skill of Alia, but that she's being forced to laugh and she can laugh.
Kejo should have worn a sari and danced in Alia's wedding and given Shagun to them. It would have suited his character. Oh, ma'am, soon Alia will be writing, ghost writing by a borrowed author about her journey into Bollywood, her marriage to Mr. Kapoor. Hopefully, no one will read her rubbish. Can you imagine? She talks about going to a honeymoon to some exotic place. Was it Masai Mara or some? Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. So there, it's supposed to be a surprise, Himani, and this guy hides a photographer somewhere in between the bushes. You know, and then after that, all the hugging and kissing, they get the pictures, and she can't believe it. She says that, see, he knows how I love pictures, and he even managed to do that. That itself shows that the whole thing is scripted. This is not a marriage.
How can you have a hidden photographer in the wilds?
And during the honeymoon. Ma'am, keep an Advil handy before you watch KWK of Janvi. I needed one even before the episode ended. I always find Janvi with her, bunny teeth absolutely, hilarious. This is another girl who, is like a sister of this one, Alia. Yeah. So let's go to the next topic, Jaidev.
Yeah, it's with regards to Swara Bhaskar.
And before that, I think you need to show a meme. See, now people are making very funny tunes and memes on Ranveer. So let's look at that, Jerry. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So Nastik says, "Go back, guys." And after watching his nude photo, of course, which we could not show. So actually, there's a nude photo of Ranveer here. So he's saying, "Wapas chalo, hum to sanskari आदमी थे."
Hey.
Now so better to return rather than become someone like Ranveer.
So yeah, that's funny. So Swara Bhaskar, was quick to react to Ranveer Singh's nude photo shoot, and she tweeted and about this particular photo shoot, and that has become a big topic on social media. And she said that if you don't like, don't look, and don't look at it. Not your cup of tea. Don't drink it, but don't topo your preferences on us. And no, this isn't a moral issue. So it's quite apparent that Swara Bhaskar is trying uh, each and every incident to stay relevant in the social media, and
Yeah, yeah.
so
So, yeah. Vasanti says Kashmira made fun of Govinda's wife and they were not on talking terms with each other. Yes. Sahil Khan is a well known escort for the high and mighty, says Vihan. Sahil Khan is more famous for his affair with Jackie Shroff's wife, that's Aisha. I only watched TFK since 14th June 2020. Sahil had a fling with Shroff's wife. Aisha Shroff sued Sahil Khan for 90 crores. Oh, the affair plus 90 crores. Yes, maybe too many spiked Red Bull drinks. I really don't understand why the Tollywood actors are working for these Bollywood gundas, says Lorraine. Don't they get it that so far Bollywood never gave them importance, and why now all of a sudden? Yes, absolutely.
I mean, there is a lot of hidden complications because the whole Indian film industry depends a lot on drug money. So
Yeah.
it's a very we don't know how complicated this whole network is.
Mhm.
It's very deep rooted. So you
Yeah.
cannot understand the whole story. But maybe soon people will start exposing, mainstream media will start exposing the links hopefully ED, NCB, and all will work together, and they'll divulge this whole network. Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah. Leela says Southern stars should stay away from Bollywood mafia, or else we will boycott them. So let them be aware of it. Yaji Basant gives me heebie-jeebies. So colored, so tilted towards these Bolly stars, the Nepo clans, his blind items and Sushant. Same as that Anupama Chopra, wife of Vidhu. My late mother
Oh,
knew a lot on diamonds.
wonderful.
Yes, yes. They used to, in South, in Chennai especially, wearing diamonds is a must. They have those small designs, very beautiful ones. Madhuri, Karma Returns. Everyone will suffer who's making fun of SSR in any show. Yes. Jaidev, you can read.
Lab diamonds are called moissanite, quite difficult to differentiate from real ones,
Yeah.
says
Very true.
Nina.
Very true. Yeah.
Thank you for hosting such a wonderful program. I catch your record shows, says Nirmala. Thank you, Nirmala.
Thank you so much.
Tejal says,
Yes.
keep,
This is most
yes,
important.
keep
Or
boycotting
God bless.
Bollywood.
They will come out nude and desperate. Yes. Yes.
Okay,
This is
that's
something that
quite
Utti Khopri has revealed.
okay.
Hope Vijay is
Hope
smart and not
Vijay,
gets into that. Yeah. Trap.
let's see. I mean, like, Vijay is already in that trap, I would say. And I wonder if he's smart enough to wriggle out of it.
Yeah. So
Sarah
Anita,
was,
you also noticed this. Sarah was looking at controlling Dhanush. Yes. This is what I was saying. She was getting very close to him in front of the photographers, and he got quite annoyed and he tried to, move
yeah. So,
away.
so if you remember back in Kedarnath, she was also, she was trying to control Sushant Singh Rajput also in some interviews.
Yeah. In
So
fact, Dhanush, he's acted in The Grey Man, and the directors are all praised for him. So they say that he's so good in his action. Then later, the actress, the anchor also said that he's a Shiva Bhakt and does a lot of meditation. You know,
yeah, so that's good
actually,
that he's playing to Shiva, but ultimately, I mean, he should not listen to the Bollywood cabal, right?
yeah,
And but I mean, a lot of people say that he is not pro-Hindu, in
yeah.
certain aspects.
Mm. Tejal says, I've observed as we get deep into digging about family background of these Bollywood gangs, you would realize that parents and grandparents were involved in anti-Indian activities from independence era. Very true, Tejal. Subhash, Mahesh Bhatt, aka Ashraf Bhatt, has gone underground since long because of his daughter's career in agencies tracing SSR Disha Jia killers, and also his close buddy Zakir Naik hiding in Malaysia. Yes. Shamshera is doing bad at the box office on the first day itself. That guy can't act for nuts. Boycotted Bollywood. Have not watched any of Kejo or any of the Nepo kids. Yes. Swara needs to practice what she preaches. Did Sahil have that kind of money? These Bollywood mafia disgust me. I don't know what they're trying to achieve. They're all sleeping with each other. I remember, there was an interview by someone who's an insider in Bollywood, and he said that these actors, young actors and actresses, sleep with each other, and they have no qualms about it. So all that shame bit has gone. Divya Bhati was in my school, and we all friends till date remember her talk how that day we had our practical exams and announced she was dead. The whole school was shocked, knew there was foul play. They may laugh at South Indian accents, but most of the top actresses, many singers are from the South. Yes. They are pathetic. Yes. Mafia have a code of silence called Ometo. The Gutterwood stars maintained Ometo after Sushant died. Yes. Meera Kumaran says Dhanush, Sudeep, etc. were on a TV show. They all said they want to be known as Indian actors, not South Indian. Maybe next 2 to 3 years, Bollywood industry will move to Noida under Yogiji's watchful eyes. Vijay said that he doesn't mind doing Bollywood because for him, he is Indian cinema actor and not just confined to Bollywood. They are using him. Okay, moving on to the next. Arjun Kapoor on being trolled and body shamed. Yeah, back to you, Jete.
Yeah. So Arjun Kapoor, uh, on being trolled and body shamed. So Arjun Kapoor, reacted. If people want to associate him, so he's played a lot of insignificant roles in films like Gunde, for example, with Ranveer Singh, as you know, and so he reacted that he is sort of being trolled and body shamed. So he said that unfortunately I put on a bit of weight and I have the ability to lose it. I think people have a preconceived notion of how people should be. Yes, in my film, I need to look a part. If I'm saying yes to a film to play a role, then it is my responsibility that I look that part. So when I do a film where I have to show a certain physicality, and if I feel that it is my failure, you must question me on that. How I am off camera is not anybody's business. And his co-star Tara came for his support and said, "I see some silly comments. Sometimes we put up a picture together, and some people will say." Some daft things, and I'm like, you don't know this person. I've had the great pleasure of knowing him for the last 2 years, and when I see these comments, and this is what we call trolling, I'm sure they're nameless, faceless people who keep saying things. So a lot of people ask me about even this nepotism debate, which we shouldn't even get into. But to be honest with you, he does really work hard and he's very dedicated. So this is quite interesting that you know he is getting body shamed and people are trolling him. But as you know that thanks to his nepotistic roots, that he's getting any film role at all. Uh,
Yeah.
you know,
How can he be body shamed? If he's in a field where body and face matters, he better look after himself. And each time he gets bloated, and when he walks with Malaika, he looks like a father. So if he's being body shamed, he better take care of his body and work out in the gym. Just because he's Moni Kapoor's son doesn't mean that we tolerate his ugly face, you know, and ugly nature. Yeah.
yeah. Let's
So
take a
let's
few
just
comments.
yeah.
Yeah, Nanush's role is only 15
Rajiv
minutes and
Masan, I guess, migrated to Canada, taking care of Akshay. Oh, so it's that close. He's so close to them. This channel speaks out our mind. Thank you, Minaji and Jaydev. Thank you,
thanks,
Anita.
Anita.
Is Swara Bhaskar their unpaid chamchi or nakrani? The way she sucks up to them. I guess she keeps afloat by some breadcrumbs. These Ranveers and Dippies and their likes throw at her. Monkey. Yeah, very true. And she emerges every time, they need some support. Sarah is a very clingy gal, cheaply clings to heroes and always hunting for new targets. Grey Man Dhanush has only 15 minutes in it. Yes.
So in Greyman, Dhanush's role is only 15 minutes. So
Mm.
what was the screen time of Alia Bhatt in RRR?
I
Was
think a
it
minute.
10 minutes? Yeah.
Yeah. Cheers Bloom says there was a news reported stating that Karan told Akshay on KWK that I love it when trolls call you Canada Kumar. That's a win for us. Yes. I think that's the only thing that I liked. All these aunties with their so-called kitty parties, Vidya, Gauri, Suza, and Gejo. Dhanush is very much a part of the southern cabal, Meenaji. Don't forget, more than Hindu haters, we have plenty of fake Hindu lovers and film. Yes, I've never, liked him in any sense because I believe he's a womanizer as well, just like Akshay. Wonder what the movie Emergency is all about. First, she tried to look like Indira Gandhi and she looked like Cruella, rather than Indira Gandhi. Don't go by what they say about Hinduism and its greatness. The cabal has infiltrated plenty of pseudo Hindu lovers to destroy our unity. Well said. Samantha was very politely shrewd in her answers to Karan. She actually boldly blamed him. Yes, for marriages not working. She just didn't. That's what I liked, Lorraine, about what she said. Very intelligently spoken, and she came out like she's so intelligent, and Alia is so dumb. I don't know. Karan couldn't even resurrect his favorite actress. Vihan says Kapoor might be trolled by paid bots for PR agency just to stay in the limelight. Thank
Thanks,
you, Anita.
Anita.
I wonder if these people care for the negative publicity. They enjoy everything as fame. Arjun is lavishing the insurance money of Sridevi, directly going to his belly and his eyes. Masand works for Kejo's production house. Yeah. Arjun Kapoor has suffered because of his father. When will the session with? Yeah. He said next week. I'll keep you informed, Shikar. Arjun, Money and Belly, Karthik, nice one. Yeah. I hope natural actresses like Sai Pallavi never head towards Bollywood. She's not a Chalta Fitta beauty parlor. Very simple, hardly any makeup. Yes. It's better if people pick on the really bad apples of Bollywood than everyone. Yes. Yeah, back to you, Jaydev.
Yeah. So coming to the next piece of news, and Somi Ali and Pooja Bedi, they have come out in support of Sushmita Sen after she was called a gold digger. And so Somi Ali, stated to media, since the time I met Sushmita Sen, she's the most intelligent and above all, she's very hardworking and she was financially independent. And she does not need a man to support her, let alone to dig gold out of. And Pooja Bedi also shared a similar opinion, and that Sushmita always believed in living life on her own terms. So she represents the emancipated, empowered Indian woman that we should all admire, says Pooja Bedi. And so this is what now all these non-relevant, Bollywood side actresses of yesteryears are coming to the defense of Sushmita Sen.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
top Telugu
Just wait.
actress who was on the CKG show a few days is also part of the Telugu,
Coffee with Karan.
okay, industry.
Miss
Look at
Samantha.
her, yeah. Apparently, in Kejo's 50th birthday party, if you remember that even Rashmika Mandana and Pooja Hegde also attended his birthday party.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it won't be surprising if they make future sort of coffee with Karan interviews with
Yeah.
both these ladies.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Sai Pallavi made a mockery of the Kashmiri Pandit genocide without, yes, Karthik. After Sri's murder, he suddenly became caring big brother of her daughters. Pooja Bedi was and is a man eater, says yes, Vivan. Sushmita Sen had all types of boyfriends, including Imtiaz.
Khatri.
Yes, she keeps on, jumping ship, and she's an opportunist. Thanks, Anuradha. I don't understand what does living on own terms mean. Means changing part. Yeah, that's a very good,
In
question.
other words, prostitution. That's it.
An FIR also there on her. Look at her movie named as Sham Singer Roy, where Hindus were bashed left and right. Okay, yeah,
I
you're
think he's
talking about
talking
Sai
about,
Pallavi.
yes, I
Okay,
got it. Yeah.
yeah. So Bollywood can inspire one thing: how to score 50% in school and celebrate like you won gold medal. Yes, the cabal is there everywhere in every film industry. Yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
Karthik.
Yeah.
It's very deep
Meanwhile,
rooted, like I said.
yeah.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, in the Kerala's gold smuggling case, accused Swapna Suresh says NIA officials took orders from the chief minister, Pinarayi Vijayan. She alleged that her phone, which she submitted to the agency, contains chats and other information about the involvement of the Kerala chief minister, Pinarayi Vijayan, in the gold smuggling case. And all this has gone missing. Swapna Suresh, one of the prime accused in the Kerala gold smuggling case, accused the NIA officers of Kerala cadres working on the directions of CM Pinarayi Vijayan. Speaking to media, she alleged that the central agency has deleted evidence submitted by her. She further alleged that the phone which she submitted to the agency containing chats and other information about the involvement of the chief minister has gone missing. She asserted in her affidavit submitted to the High Court that the phone was not included in the seizure Mahasar. The device, according to her, contained evidence that the former Principal Secretary M. Shiv Shankar had informed her about the CM's request for an NIA investigation into the case. Shiv Shankar had claimed that it would be easier to manipulate records because the officers assigned to the agency were from Kerala cadre and were close to the CM and his party. She also alleged the evidences was first seized by NIA, and when I tried to sit with further investigative agencies, they couldn't find them because they were deleted from them. Most of the evidence was deleted. I'm just trying to gather them. So I'll definitely be successful. Those NIA officers, those NIA officers were from Kerala cadre. So obviously they have to do what the Honorable Chief Minister demands of them. And they will definitely be given stars and offers. He, that is KT Jaleel, the minister, cannot deny any allegation. It's not an allegation. It is with evidence I've added. This is an affidavit to show that this gentleman can stoop down to any level if he's a minister or an MLA to do anything or attack a publication and a poor woman like me. I wasn't working as a PA to the Consul General during that period. If you look into the dates, I was working for the Space Park project under the government of Kerala, where I was placed by the Honorable Chief Minister, Shiv Shankar, and all those people. Now here, as you know, this girl, though she speaks like this, it's also a fact that she's also not so, innocent. She also has a large part in this game. Meanwhile, going back to what Smriti Irani is now saying. Okay, now it looks like, she's in full on. And she says, Congress character assassinated an 18-year-old girl because her mother fought Rahul Gandhi. You look at how she's twisting things, so I find that very strange, because now what has happened is that, many articles came out that her daughter, owns a restaurant and a bar in Goa, and they have not, renewed, they have not paid for the liquor license. So now, very clearly, in fact, they've shown a lot of other proof as well, where Kunal, the food reviewer, interviews the daughter, and the daughter tells the daughter, you own this restaurant, and you're an entrepreneur, and she agrees. So now Smriti says very clearly that she is not a part of it, and she doesn't have any role in it. But then how come she spoke to this he's one of the top food critics in this manner? Now, so moving on to what Smriti is saying, she dismisses allegations against her daughter as baseless. She's saying that it is concerned with what, the questions she asked Rahul Gandhi, and it's related to that. She says, she hit back at the Congress party after it accused her daughter of running an illegal bar in Goa, stating that she'll take the matter to the court of law and the court of people against the malicious character assassination of her daughter. An 18-year-old girl, a college student, her character today was assassinated by congressmen. Her fault is that her mother fought the Lok Sabha elections against Rahul Gandhi from Amethi in 14 and 19. Earlier today, Congress leaders, including Pawan Khera, alleged in a press conference that Smriti Irani's daughter ran an illegal bar in Goa and asked PM Modi to sack her from the cabinet. Her character mutilation stemmed from the so-called show cause notice. I want to ask the congressperson, where is my daughter's name in the papers? He flashed. Jairam Ramesh said he's taking a position based on an RTI application. My question is, where does that RTI application name my daughter? The allegations that my daughter runs an illegal bar is not only malicious to assassinate her character, but also to politically malign me, Smriti said. The union minister also stated that the allegations against her daughter were leveled at the behest of Congress leadership, the Gandhi family, because she dared to hold a press conference and question Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi about the rupees 5,000 crore loot of the Indian treasury. To the Gandhi family, which directed that this press conference be held against my child, I challenge you to send Rahul Gandhi back to fight Lok Sabha elections in 2024 from Amethi, and he will lose again. This is my promise as a BJP worker and as a mother to that 18-year-old child. Now, what I find strange about Smriti Irani is that she is a typical politician. Now, how is she connecting this with Rahul Gandhi? She's making it all about her fight with Rahul Gandhi. Now, if she has got papers to show that her daughter is the owner or she is the owner, all she has to do is show it. Okay, and if she is not the owner, fight these people in court, as she says. Okay, and prove that they are wrong. Why drag all this election thing into it? Everything comes back to the Amethi fight. Any fool can defeat Rahul Gandhi. He's as idiotic as a fly. Okay, that's all I can say. Even I'd say a fly is more intelligent. So that's not a great asset for Smriti. Here, Smriti, when you speak like this, what I want to tell you is that, did you care, as a woman minister of child and women, to even ask a question about the young girl, the minor girl, who died in Chennai because of the torture of certain teachers? Did you question that? Did you even rake one sentence about that? No, you didn't. Did you ever speak about Janvi Kukreja, who received 48 wounds before she died? Did you even sympathize with the mother, Nidhi Kukreja? No, because that was somebody else's daughter. Did you ever think what happened to Disha Salia, who was allegedly gang raped and murdered by the very people in Bollywood? And the politicians you know are connected to it, and the friends that you know are all connected in the case. Did you ever bother to sympathize with Disha Salian's parents, or even tell the public that you felt sorry about this and you would want to investigate it, or some word as a minister? Now, when your daughter, not even, see, nothing has happened. They've only said that she owned this thing and she did not renew the license. Just one sentence has hurt you so deep, Smriti. What about all these parents who have lost their daughters? And that too most brutally. All died in very sinister manners. Please question yourself. We want you to prove that, of course, this case is wrong, because we do not side with the Congress, because Congress is up to devious manners of fighting. So I would not support the Congress in any way. This could be another devious way of, trying to settle scores with you. But for one moment, think that other mothers have children, daughters, who died most cruelly in the hands of the cabal, and not one teardrop, not one word have you, as a minister of women and child, made. Question your conscience. You're asking us, why do we question you? We question you because, as public, we always put ourselves in the shoes of these mothers and ask, what did Nidhi Kukreja face when her daughter died like this? Or when the young girl who was in school, a brilliant student, pushed down from third floor. Do you know what the parents are undergoing now? And what about Disha Salia? A young girl, a bright girl who was, doing so well in Bollywood. Doesn't Ekta Kapoor and all know what happened to that girl? Wasn't she at Ekta Kapoor's party that night? How many people went to that birthday? We believe that all these people were there. Manish Malhotra and Karan Johar and all were there at the party. I don't know whether you were also there because you're quite close to her. What happened at that party? After that party, Disha Salia was allegedly murdered, allegedly gang raped, and thrown on the streets like a dog. Never forget it, viewers. Never forget this. Never forgive these people for that. Yes, today, as you fight for your 18-year-old daughter, I feel for you, because she may be innocent for all you know. Okay? And you can always fight it in court with Congress. But for a moment, think that other mothers also face bigger situations when you never stood with them as a minister, when your role was to support people like that. You kept mum. When Sushant Singh died, you kept mum. You never even told his dad that you felt bad, though you were in the film industry. That's how cruel the world is. So let's just take some comments. Meera, Smriti shouldn't be so naive, shouldn't know that all this comes with territory for being a politician. Yes. If she has a conscience, she would question it. Yes. Ashu, so true, Meenaji. Besides, with so many false rape and dowry cases, charges on men and their families, Smriti has nothing to say. She felt there is no need for laws for men's right, yes, in this country. It's the Hindu men who suffer the most, and that's why fewer marriages. She's a huge part of the cabal and knows all the details about Disha Salian and SSR. Thank you for standing up for the innocents, Maria. Thank you so much. Exactly, ma'am. Good point. Is this the beginning of Smriti's fall? And will the skeletons on other stuff also tumble out? Ma'am, please don't take direct names. It won't be good. It's all there. It's all there in public, Srikar. Everything is in public. And it is also in the hands of the CBI. Okay. And it's also in the hands of certain ministers who have a proof also too. Neela Moses. Ma'am, I say it from day one. Smriti was always a crook, never care about the people, but herself, and be in the Bollywood mafia. They want money. Hats off to you, Meenaji. You were so right in your statement against her. They're only bothered about themselves and about others. That woman kept mum when so many unnatural deaths happened. She's siding with Ekta and the cabal. Shrikar Srivastava. There is a reason why this channel is called Candid Meena. Yes. Justice for SSR. Like to take some more comments?
Yeah, that's it, I think.
Suvash? Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we
I
have
think we
taken
take most of them. Yeah. So with that, I think there's one more comment, and let's just end with that. Shrika, is there any chance for BJP in Kerala? BJP is trying with Hindu Christian vote bank. I feel if they work for the women vote bank, then it can be a game changer. Very few true leaders of BJP in Kerala, so it's highly doubtful. You have to have someone who is very strong, who talks boldly and walks the talk. And we thought people like actors like Suresh Gopi could do it, but no, they could not do it. And so that's why we are upset about Kerala going the wrong way. The common people have exposed every layer in the SSR case. CBI has no reason to justify a suicide. Well said. BJP can find hundreds of good ground and self-made politicians like Draupadi Murmu, Sushma Swaraj,
Very
Vanati Srinivas.
comment by speaker.
Yeah, it's no use of finding politicians with a cinema background. Yes. Just like judiciary, these politicians are also blind. Kerala doesn't have any anomaly. Yes. BJP can find hundreds of good ground and self-made politicians. Yes. So that's, I think, on this wonderful note, we can end this session, and we'll see you on Monday. Have a lovely weekend, friends, and enjoy yourselves. Good night.
Yeah, good night.